Rock. You don't do anything else. Rock. Yes. Yeah.
Huh? Did you find the Beowulf? I wasn't able to read it, and it makes sense to me. Did it make sense to you? If it don't, I got the audio book. You listen to this and see if it make more sense. And then you just have to fast forward it to find it when they're reading it.
Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Beowulf, a new verse translation by
I
Seamus
could buy it
Heaney,
with one credit. You have to tell me
narrated
if you like it.
by George
Right.
Goodell.
Wait.
This work is copyrighted 2000 by Seamus Heaney.
You gotta stop talking.
This recording is copyrighted 2004 by Recorded Books. Beowulf is the elegiac narrative of the adventures of Beowulf, a Scandinavian hero who saves the Danes from the seemingly invincible monster Grendel,
You know
and
about Grendel?
later from Grendel's mother.
Grendel's mom too?
He then returns to his own country and dies in old age in a vivid fight against the dragon. The poem is about encountering the monstrous, defeating it, and then having to live on in the exhausted aftermath. And now, Beowulf. So, the Spear Danes in days gone by, and the kings who ruled them, had courage and greatness. We have heard of those princes' heroic campaigns. There was Shield Chieftain, scourge of many tribes, a wrecker of mead benches, rampaging among foes. This terror of the whole troops had come far. A foundling to start with, he would flourish later on, as his powers waxed and his worth was proved. In the end, each clan on the outlying coasts beyond the Whale Road had to yield to him and begin to pay tribute. That was one good king. Afterwards, a boy child was born to Shield, a cub in the yard, a comfort sent by God to that nation. He knew what they had told, the long times and troubles they'd come through without a leader. So the Lord of Life, the glorious Almighty, made this man renowned. Shield had fathered a famous son. Beow's name was known through the north, and a young prince must be prudent like that, giving freely while his father lives, so that afterwards, in age when fighting starts, steadfast companions will stand by him and hold the line. Behavior that's admired is the path to power among people everywhere.
Leave alone, say man.
Shield was still thriving when his time came and he crossed over into the Lord's keeping. His warrior band did what he bade them when he laid down the law among the Danes. They shouldered him out to the sea's flood, the chief they revered who had long ruled them. A ring-whirled prow rode in the harbor, ice-clad, outbound, a craft for a prince. They stretched their beloved lord in his boat, laid out by the mast, amidships, the great ring-giver. Far-fetched treasures were piled upon him, and precious gear. I never heard before of a ship so well furbished with battle tackle, bladed weapons, and coats of mail. The massed treasure was loaded on top of him. It would travel far on out into the ocean's sway. They decked his body no less bountifully with offerings than those first ones did who cast him away when he was a child, and launched him alone out over the waves. And they set a gold standard up high above his head and let him drift to wind and tide, bewailing him and mourning their loss. No man can tell. No wise man in hall or weathered veteran knows for certain who salvaged that load. Then it fell to Bale to keep the forts. He was well regarded and ruled the Danes for a long time after his father took leave of his life on earth. And then his heir, the great Halfdane, held sway for as long as he lived, their elder and warlord. He was 4 times a father, this fighter prince. One by one they entered the world. Hrothgar, Hrothgar, the good Halga, and a daughter, I have heard, who was Onala's queen. A balm in bed to the battle-scarred.
You've reached the end of this preview. To listen to the full title, you can buy it in your player. Here's another recommendation based on your list.
This is fun.
Recorded Books presents Grendel by John Gardner, narrated by George Guidell.
This audio program is brought to you currently.
We're gonna go back to the floor. We step back to the floor. And fix the roof to the floor. That's the report to capture shield dog. Could have breathed. It hurt. Never playing. Kids. Never playing. Kids. That's sad.
Recorded Books presents Grendel by John Gardner, narrated by George.
Yasser, let's go. Did you find it, Horace?
Chapter
Yes.
1.
You like the book?
Yes.
You
The
okay? You
old
brought it with a
ram
credit?
stands looking down.
Did you buy it with a credit? How did you buy it?
Yes.
It says 1 credit. Oh, you didn't buy it?
I clicked on 1 credit.
Yeah, but what book is this? Chapter 1 for what? Is this the book that I gave you? Oh my gosh.
Over rock slides.
I thought this is the book. What book is this? You didn't do this one? Huh?
No.
Yasser, come here! Right here, so I can see you. What's the other book? Is something else. What is this book?
Beowulf.
Alright, Grendel. Let me see, chapter 1.
This is one.
Let me see what it says.
Recorded Books presents Grendel
It
by
says
John Gardner,
it says
narrated
Grendel,
by George Guidall.
not Beowulf.
No.
It says
Chapter 1.
Grendel.
The old ram
That's chapter
stands looking down over rock slides.
This is not the book.
Stupidly triumphant.
This says Grendel.
I believe.
You're not listening. You're not. The title of the book is what?
Recorded Books presents Grendel by
Beowulf.
John
But
Gardner,
that one says
narrated
what?
by George Guidall.
Grendel.
I gave you a book and you go on the other book.
Chapter 1.
Find the damn title of the book.
This is Audible. Audible Incorporated presents Beowulf, an Anglo-Saxon epic poem. Translated from the Haynes-Sosa text by Leslie Hall, Ph.D., and narrated by Fleet Cooper.
If you go on that Grendel book, does it say the same thing it's saying here?
The life and death of
Huh? Because this book is about Grendel, right?
Right.
Okay, does it say the same thing with the PDF? Which one is close to the PDF? The one that says Beowulf or the Grendel book?
Beowulf.
Okay,
Oft skilled doth gaffing from scathers in numbers from many a people their meat benches tore.
this is the book that y'all reading.
Found him friendless
Right?
and wretched. The earl
If you want to listen to Grendel, you have to listen another time. But this is the book that you're doing.
Welkin, world honor gained. till all his neighbors o'ersee were compelled to bow to his bidding and bring him their tribute.
I have to take out the other book.
Excellent
Trying to get my credit back.
After was born him a son and heir.
Yeah, this is the book.
Dwelling, whom God Father sent to solace the people.
If you want to listen to it slower, you could make it go slower. But this is the book. Do you understand why you're picking this book? It's the same book that you're reading. If you pick Grendel, Grendel's a different book. You get it?
With world honor blessed him. Famed was
Listen until they was talking about the two characters you need to know. You have to know how Beowulf is, who is the hero, right? And Unford. I don't know who he is, the enemy or something like that.
With fees in abundance must be.
If you don't understand, let me know. If you understand,
eager companions aid him fighting.
Try to picture it in your head.
Assaults him, serve him.
You gotta know how to listen. That's the part. Listen and read. That's why you was doing the wrong assignment.
The hour that was fated, skilled then departed to the All-Father's keeping, warlike to wend him. Away then they bear him to the flood of the current, his fond loving comrades, as himself he had been, while the friend of the Scyldings word sway wielded, and the well-loved land prince long did rule them. The ring-stemmed vessel, bark of the Atheling, lay there at anchor, icy in glimmer and eager for sailing. The beloved leader laid they down there, giver of rings, on the breast of the vessel, the famed by the name. A many of jewels, of fretted embossings, from far lands brought over, was placed near at hand then, and heard I not ever that a folk ever furnished a float more superbly with weapons of warfare, weeds for the battle, bills and burnies. On his bosom sparkled many a jewel that with him must travel on the flush of the flood afar on the current. And favors no fewer they furnished him soothly, excellent folk gems than others had given him, who when first he was born outward did send him lone on the main, the merest of infants. And a gold-fashioned standard they stretched under heaven, high o'er his head, let the home currents bear him, seaward consigned. Sad was their spirit, their mood very mournful. Men are not able soothly to tell us. They in halls who reside, heroes under heaven, to what haven he hied. 2. Skilled successors, Hrothgar's great mead hall. In the boroughs then Beowulf, bairn of the Scyldings, beloved land prince for long-lasting season, was famed mid the folk. His father departed, the prince from his dwelling, till afterwards sprang great-minded House Dana. The Danes in his lifetime he graciously governed, grim-mooded, aged. 4 barons of his body born in succession woke in the world. War troopers leader Harogar, Hrothgar, and Halga the Good. Heard I that Elan was Ongentheow's consort, the well-beloved bedmate of the war-skilfing leader. Then glory in battle to Hrothgar was given, waxing of war fame, that willingly kinsmen obeyed his bidding, till the boys grew to manhood, a numerous band. It burned in his spirit to urge his folk to found a great building, a mead hall grander than men of the era ever had heard of, and in it to share with young and old all of the blessings the Lord had allowed him, save life and retainers. Then the work I find afar was assigned to many races in Middle Earth's regions, to adorn the great folk hall. In due time it happened early among men, that 'twas finished entirely, the greatest of hall buildings. Heorot, he named it, who wide-reaching word sway wielded among earlmen. His promise he brake not, rings he lavished, treasure at banquet. Towered the hall up high and horn-crested, huge between antlers. In battle waves bided the blasting fire demon. Ere long, then, from hottest hatred must sword wrath arise for a woman's husband and father. Then the mighty war spirit endured for a season, bore it bitterly. He who bided in darkness, that light-hearted laughter loud in the building greeted him daily. There was dulcet harp music, clear song of the singer. He said that was able to tell from the old earthman's beginnings that Father Almighty earth had created, the winsome wold that the water encircleth, set exultingly the suns and the moon's beams to lavish their luster on land folk and races. And earth he embellished in all her regions with limbs and leaves. Life he bestowed too on all the kindreds that live under heaven. So blessed with abundance, brimming with joyance, the warriors abided till a certain one began to dog them with deeds of direfulest malice, a foe in the hall building. This horrible stranger was Grendel entitled, the march stepper famous who dwelt in the moor fens, the marsh and the fastness. The wan-mooded being abode for a season in the land of the giants, when the Lord and Creator had banned him and branded. For that bitter murder, the killing of Abel, all-ruling father, the kindred of Cain crushed with his vengeance. In the feud he rejoiced not, but far away drove him from kindred and kind, that crime to atone for, meter of justice. Thence ill-favored creatures, elves and giants, monsters of ocean, came into being. The giants that long time grappled with God, he gave them requital. 3. Grendel the Murderer. When the sun was sunken, he set out to visit the lofty hall building. How the ring-danes had used it for beds and benches when the banquet was over. Then he found there, reposing, many a noble asleep after supper. Sorrow the hero's misery knew not. The monster of evil, greedy and cruel, tarried but little, fell and frantic, and forced from their slumbers, dirty of fame. Thence he departed, leaping and laughing, his lair to return to, with surfeit of slaughter sallying homeward. In the dusk of the dawning, as the day was just breaking, was Grendel's prowess revealed to the warriors. Then, his meal taking finished, a moan was uplifted, morning cried mighty. The man-ruler famous, the long-worthy athlete, sat very woeful, suffered great sorrow, sighed for his liegemen. When they had seen the track of the hateful pursuer, the spirit accursed, too crushing that sorrow, too loathsome and lasting. Not longer he tarried, but one night after continued his slaughter, shameless and shocking. Shrinking but little from malice and murder, they mastered him fully. He was easy to find then who otherwhere looked for a pleasanter place of repose in lodges, a bed in the bowers. Then was brought to his notice, told him truly by token apparent, the hall thane's hatred. He held himself after further and faster with the foeman did battle. So ruled he, and strongly strove against justice, lone against all men, till empty uptowered the choicest of houses. Long was the season, 12 winters' time, tortures suffered the friend of the Scyldings, every affliction, endless agony. Hence it after became certainly known to the children of men sadly in measures, that long against Hrothgar Grendel struggled. His grudges he cherished, murderous malice, many a winter, strife unremitting, and peacefully wished he life woe to lift from no liegeman at all of the men of the Dane folk, for money to settle. No counsellor needed count for a moment on handsome amends at the hands of the murderer. The monster of evil fiercely did harass the ill-planning death shade, both elder and younger, trapping and tricking them. He trod every night then the mist-covered moor fens. Men do not know where witches and wizards wander and ramble. So the foe of mankind, many of evil's grievous entries, often accomplished horrible hermit. Heorot he frequented, gem-bedecked palace, when nightshades had fallen. Since God did oppose him, not the throne could he touch. The light-flashing jewel, love of him knew not. 'Twas a fearful affliction to the friend of the Scylding's soul-crushing sorrow. Not seldom in private sat the king in his council. Conference held they what the braves should determine 'gainst terrors unlooked for. At the shrines of their idols often they promised gifts and offerings. Earnestly prayed they the devil from hell would help them to lighten their people's oppression. Such practice they used then, hope of the heathen. Hell they remembered in innermost spirit. God they knew not, judge of their actions, all-wielding ruler. No praise could they give the guardian of heaven, the wielder of glory. Woe will be his who through furious hatred his spirit shall drive to the clutch of the fire. No comfort shall look for, wax no wiser. Well for the man who, living his life days, his Lord may face and find defense in his Father's embrace. 4. Beowulf goes to Hrothgar's assistance. So Halfdane's kinsman constantly mused on his long-lasting sorrow. The battle-thane Clever was not anywise able evils to escape from. Too crushing the sorrow that came to the people, loathsome and lasting the life-grinding torture, greatest of night wolves. So Heorlac's liegeman, good men gateman of Grendel's achievements, heard in his home of heroes then living. He was stoutest and strongest, sturdy and noble. He bade them prepare him a bark that was trusty. He said